All right, everybody, welcome to the River Channel broadcast of today's WIAA Section 1 playoff matchup between the hometown Hudson Raiders in blue, playing from left to right on your screen, and the visiting Wausau West Warriors in white, playing from right to left on your screen. Kickoff, and the Raiders have taken control right from the beginning. That's Owen Wasman with the ball down in the corner. He's working it. Looked like Owen was working for a corner kick. Kind of looked like it actually went out, but the ref was right there watching it, and no dice. So Harry Ross trying to send a low cross in. Aaron Sparling setting things up, and poke in by the Raiders. It was a nice poke by Henry Vandenbark right at the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper elected to knock that ball down, which the Raiders pounced on, but weren't quite close enough to do anything too risky there. Throw in here for the Warriors. And a throw in for the Raiders now. Raiders have the #1 seed in the section, and that's why they're hosting this match. And due to that placement in the sectional seeding system, Raiders earlier this week defeated the Eau Claire North Huskies to advance to this round, and the Warriors here advanced as well with a victory on Tuesday. So start to boil it down to the top 4 teams in the section here, and we'll make it a interesting matchup today. Raiders so far controlling the offensive side of the ball. About 2.5 minutes in, this is kind of the time when teams that don't know each other are kind of feeling things out and trying to see what works and doesn't work. So Raiders get a foul there. A little too aggressive of a push off in the box, and the Warriors get a free kick. Looks like they're going to line up to take that. Referee is making sure the ball is placed accurately and moves that ball back. Big kick there by Benjamin Schuler of the Warriors. Nicky Elenoff gets that ball and places it down to Connor Sparling, one of 2 Sparling boys on the Raiders team, twin brothers. Jackson Willett on the ball for the Raiders, playing it back to Nicky Elenoff. See the Raiders playing defense all over the field. They've been there, forwards and strikers playing defense in the offensive half to keep that ball in the offensive half. It's a big rip by Wasman, and the goalkeeper decides to play it with his foot, and that's Mason Gutzmeal with the goal for the Raiders to take an early 1-0 lead. I think it was Gutzmeal with the goal. Yeah, Gutzmeal. And that's a goal for your Raiders. Number 15, Mason Gutzmeal. Owen Wasman with the assist. So big early goal. Kind of a misplay there by the Warriors goalkeeper, playing that with his feet. And the Raiders they pounce on any opportunity to score, and they were on top of it that time. They saw that previous play where the goalkeeper batted the ball down instead of catching it purely, and then they, they're sensing that those opportunities are going to come into play. So the 1-0 lead for the Raiders at about the 4:15 minute mark, and a good sign for a good start for the Raiders. Warriors now getting the ball into their own offensive half. See if they can make something happen here. Yeah, a little too much from behind by Wasman. Going to give the Warriors a free kick here, and they're going to pop it up quickly. But the Raiders win that and move it out of bounds. That's Owen Nitterloh on the sideline with the ball. These playoff games are always exciting and highly competitive, so we certainly welcome all of our Wausau West friends to the broadcast here. This broadcast is via the River Channel in Hudson, Wisconsin. Joined by my friend and colleague Jeff Munter on the technical side of things. He handles the camera work, the sound work. He carries all the heavy stuff. He kind of does everything, and I just have to show up and talk. So thanks to Jeff and his good work. I am also Jeff. I am Jeff Ion, and I am the announcer. I coached soccer for 30-some years and played for a long time as well, and am happy to be here sharing what's going on in this game with you all. So I actually had the pleasure to coach a number of the players on the Raiders team in their youth. They're still young, but in their early youth, some of them from when they're about 8 to probably about 13 years old, 14 years old, and so it's fun to see what they're doing now. That's Willette with the header there, and sprays out to the side, but Raiders eventually gain back control of that. Henry Vandenberg playing it back to Talon Sheets in goal. Would welcome anyone watching the broadcast on the YouTube channel to drop a comment, who you are, who you're rooting for, team and or player, and where you're from. It's always fun to see where people tuning in for either team are from. So again, certainly welcome Wausau fans to do the same, and just pop that comment in the YouTube channel and we'll give you a shout out. I know there's probably some former Raiders watching for sure. Some of their brothers playing here right now, and it'd be fun to hear from you. 7 minutes, 40 seconds into the first half. Raiders hold a 1-0 lead, 2 shots on goal, and getting a goal kick situation there. But the Warriors now stepping up. That goal for Gutzmiel was his 7th goal this season. A good season for Mason. 7 goals, 7 assists. So really great play there, and an assist from Owen Wasman is his 9th assist on the season. So Owen's had a spectacular season, 15 goals on the season and 9 assists. So lots of firepower from Owen. Raiders again with the challenge. There it is. There's Aaron Sparling. Speaking of, that's Aaron Sparling. And I think it was. Or no. Yep. Yeah, Connor Sparling to Aaron Sparling. And that's a goal for the Raiders. Number 9, Aaron Sparling with the assist from his brother Connor Sparling. Don't get to say that very often. So big goal there. Aaron Sparling, along with a number of Raiders, very adept at scoring off the headers. Makes them very dangerous in the scoring area when you can score both with your head or with your feet. And Gutzmeal getting a little bit of a warning there from the ref. I think he was pulling and holding, and while that happens, you don't always get away with it. So that is goal number 18 for Aaron Sparling, though. He's having a spectacular season. 18 goals, 9 assists for Aaron. Actually, I think he has more goals than that based on the last game. But another goal on the Raiders, holding, blocking. Just not going to get away with that. At this level of game, they're going to call it tight. It's going to be a free kick here for the Warriors. And Connor Sparling with his first assist of the season from what I'm seeing. And from the defensive end, he's having a good scoring season too. And a sneaky shot there for number 14. That's Todd Deeden of the Warriors sneaking a left-footed shot on. It was a little wide, but those quick kind of sneaky angled shots can sometimes find their way in. So Raiders defense is going to have to lock that up a bit. All right, so I do see some of our friends from Wausau West rooting on the Warriors, the D-Duns. Thanks for tuning in, and appreciate you watching on the River Channel here. Seeing some life out of the Warriors on the offensive end now. Maybe figured a few things out. Oh, quick little flick heel pass by Wasman, but not the angle they wanted, and then that one snuck out to the side. It's going to be a goal kick for the Warriors. And somebody's shin guard fly out there, and the ref is all over that. Got to have shin guards on. That is a rule in the WIAA. And a good rule. And see, we have Robert Haskins tuning in, the Haskins clan from Central Iowa, rooting on Jackson Willett and the Raiders. We certainly appreciate you tuning in, Haskins clan. You know, the Willettes have deep roots in Iowa, so good to have you tuning in. Warriors get the goal kick and send it out to the side, but ball ends up out of bounds. That's Connor Sparling with a quick throw into Wasman, who guy got around Wasman. He tripped him from behind. That's going to be a kick. And Warriors get a kick here. Goalkeeper Xander Bloom taking the kick. Big header there by Connor Hauser to keep that ball alive. Big ball into the center. Nice play there by, I believe that was number 8, Masaki Lohr in the center. Big head over by Aaron Sparling, but tough angle, not a lot of juice on that header, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Warriors. In for the Raiders, number 18, Calvin Lassard. So Calvin Lassard, a freshman entering the game for the Raiders on the offensive end here. As a freshman, Calvin has had a spectacular season. Raiders get a free kick just outside the box. A little trip there by the Warriors. They're going to set this up for the Raiders. Ref will march off a 10-yard space before the Warriors can build their wall to support goalkeeper Xander Bloom. Raiders usually have 3 or 4 guys in. They try for a little misdirection sometimes, but sometimes They just launch that ball, so we'll kind of see what they do here. A little deception or just a straight-on attempt. Tried a little deception. I don't think it was overly deceptive, but Sparling puts it low into the wall and cleared out by the Warriors. Raiders do end up with it with a throw-in. We're now about approaching the 15-minute mark. Oh, nice heading play there. And that's Connor Sparling with the goal. Really nice play there. Raiders kept it alive and buried that goal for the Raiders. That's number 11, Connor Sparling with the goal for your Raiders. And that's a quick 3 goals for the Raiders at about the 14.5-minute mark. Both the Sparling brothers with goals now. I'm not sure we've had that this season, but it's pretty fun. I coached both those boys for a number of years. So it's great to see them both successful. There's Connor Hauser taking the big throw, trying to get it up to Gutzmeal. There's Wasman with a little quick turn. He's going to get around and try to push around it. And ball goes out. It'll end up being a goal kick for the Warriors. Big kick there by Bloom. Some nice play there by Masaki Lore of the Warriors, just keeping that ball alive and keeping it moving and distributing it to the right places. Nice little passing sequence there by the Warriors to keep that ball moving up the field, and it'll be a throw-in for the Warriors. Try to send it up, but Vandenbark gets ahead on that. Raiders send it up, but kind of sneaks through, and that's collected by Xander Bloom of the Warriors. Big cross in. Nice header out by it's Emilio Velasquez with that header for the Warriors. Xander Bloom coming out on that one, getting his body behind the ball, which is a good play, and picks that ball up and gives it a punt to try to get it up the field. It's Willett with a nice header over number 4, Tyler Foster. Oop, stopping the clock, and a yellow card issued to Owen Wasman. Must be something. Oh, 2 yellow cards, number 7 and number 3. So number 7, Owen Wasman, with the yellow. And number 3, Benjamin Schuler with the yellow card for the Warriors. I think the referee heard probably some extracurricular language there, a little probably below the line of what people want. Yeah, number 3, Benjamin Schuler. And again, in the playoff format, there's not a lot of tolerance for that. You get some pretty high-level refereeing at this level. Not that you don't in regular games, but the refs taking on these playoff matches are quite experienced, and they're just not going to put up with that. And they shouldn't. It's not part of the game. And I think he handled that well, taking both players out of the match there. So both players got to watch it. 2 yellows is a red card, and that'll transfer to the winning team. to missing a match as well. So, so yellow cards have some importance here, for sure. It's going to be a corner kick for the Raiders. There's Aaron Sparling gearing up with that ball. Low corner, low and short. Big launch there on the rebound shot by Harry Ross, but broken up by the Warriors. Push off by Sparling's going to get a foul, and the Warriors get a free kick now. Ball gets out to Kelvin Lassard there in the middle. Back to Harry Ross, who's going to bring it all the way back to Nicky Allenoff. And over to Jackson Willett, who's going to play it up the middle into a little traffic. Quick throw by the Warriors. Some dazzling footwork by Masaki Lore there to keep that ball alive in traffic. I don't know how he did it, but that was pretty impressive. Gets in, he tries to sneak a left-footed low cross through, but nobody home for the Warriors, and that's going to be a goal kick for the Raiders. Number 3, Benjamin Schuler back in the game for the Warriors. So we're about just past the 20-minute mark, about halfway through the first half. Hometown Hudson Raiders in blue, leading 3-0 over the Warriors. We have goals by Gutzmeal, Aaron Sparling, and Connor Sparling today. So that's the 3 goals so far. Looks like we have about 82 viewers, a little over 80 right now. And if you care to share where you're at and who you're watching, please drop it in the chat. Raiders get a throw in, and it's number 21 in for the Raiders. Number 21, Quinn Packard in for the Raiders. Big throw here by Packard. Just into the game and takes the throw immediately. Ball in by Vandenbark, kind of popped up by the Warriors. Quick pop in by Hauser. Cleared out by the Warriors. Ball sneaks out of bounds, will be a Raiders throw-in. The Warriors seem to be making a lot of good choices. They're just not quite getting the right pace on the ball and some of their passing, and the Raiders are just able to kind of disrupt and swipe those passes, but they're making some good decisions, just not quite getting that ball at the right pace to advance. Vandenbark back to Elenoff. Over to Sparling. Connor Sparling, that is. Puts it up the line. That's Owen Wasman streaking in. Surrounded by defense. 4 defense right on Owen there. Warriors moving it up to about midfield, and then the Raiders step it up and get that ball back. Harry Ross sneaking in the corner, and he gets an extended arm. Will usually always get a foul, and that's kind of what it was there. You sometimes need your balance. You sometimes are expecting a little more push back to balance that, not that time, and so Ross hits the deck and gets the foul and is going to take the free kick here. Another low ball in by the Raiders. Taken by the Warriors. And off balance attempt there goes extremely high over the goal for the Raiders, and going to be a goal kick now for the Warriors. Good attempt there by Netterlow, but just came off his foot a little awkwardly, and but he's able to pick up that goal throw, and gets it back, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Raiders, about as deep as you can go. Now at about the 25-minute mark. Raiders looking to kind of get their power thrower on this. Decided to play it short, try to get it back, and then get a quick little turn, but goes off the Raiders. Be a goal kick for the Warriors. Looks like we have Howard and Patricia Schutte. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. From Nampa, watching for Micah. I've got the pronunciation. Boismanu, playing for Wausau West. Thanks for tuning in, Howard and Patricia. And then Ira Island, watching from Hudson here. And glad you're here tuning in too, Ira. That ball went out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for the Raiders. Their last corner kick was, I believe, a goal. So they're going to be looking to see what they can do here. Looking at the flags, it does look like the Raiders have had the pleasure of having a wind advantage, so we'll see what that does in the second half. Now, that time the Raiders, instead of taking a traditional big kick, corner kick, play the short game and kind of misfired a little bit, and now it's going to be a goal kick for the Warriors. Quinn Packard here with the throw. Headed out by that's Todd Deedon of the Warriors. Packard again with a throw, trying to get it into Sparling, but swarming defense by the Warriors gets in the way there. Packard sending it through to Vandenbark. Sneaks a left-footed low ball in, and adeptly handled by Xander Bloom that time, and the Warriors escape with a punt here by their goalkeeper, and that ball gets over everybody's head. Warriors seem to have stepped up their speed of their game a bit, and the Raiders put that ball out of bounds for a throw-in for the Warriors. Back into the game for the Warriors, number 10, Benjamin Bettino. Again, the Warriors getting the ball deep here, finding some angles, some good crisp passing too, and that's going to be a corner kick for the Warriors. So Warriors tightening things up a bit. A little tighter, crisper passing is allowing them to advance the ball at this point in the game, kind of better than they had been, and now they got a good opportunity here. Get a ball in. Willett, the nice jumping header to eject that ball from the scoring area. And Talon Sheets coming in to gather it up and give the Raiders a punt here. So the Warriors starting to heat up a little bit on the offensive end perhaps and put a little extra pressure on the Raiders here. Raiders moving that ball over. Henry Vandenberg getting swarmed. You can see, I think one thing I'm noticing here is the Warriors, their defensive pressure is stepping up. Little foul. It wasn't on the ball there. It was something that happened before the ball got there. Referee was looking for whether advantage was at play or not. And that's why that play seemed a little weird if you were watching it closely. Like I was saying, I think the Warriors have upped their defensive pressure. They're swarming a bit more. They're going after the ball. Here comes Wasman. Or not Wasman, but that's a goal for Owen Netterlow. Number 5, Owen Netterlow with the goal. Fantastic streaking play and goal for Owen. That's Owen Netterlow, number 5, with the goal for your Raiders. Four goals for the Raiders by 4 different players is always a nice way to have your scoring go. But I think the Warriors they've got some life in them. They're going to try to at least get something on the board here and get some challenge on these Raiders. Xander Bloom coming out nicely to take that ball back. We're now at about 10 minutes left in the first half. The Raiders in blue leading 4-0 over the Warriors from Wausau West in white. That's a foul on Harry Ross. A little more shoulder than probably necessary, and Warriors are going to get a kick here. Some kind of a foul there on the Warriors. Going to give the Raiders a free kick at about midfield. Nicky Allenoff, junior captain for the Raiders, with the kick. Quick head over by the Raiders, but off angle by actually headed by the Warriors, and that's going to give the Raiders a corner kick. Looks like Captain Aaron Sparling and Captain might be Harry Ross, or that might be Vandenberg. I can't see the number. Vandenberg, or nope, Harry Ross lining up to take this kick. Aaron sends a big ball in, he bananaed it, and he scored it. Oh my gosh, it actually was probably an own goal. It was Aaron Sparling with the banana goal off the head of, actually the head of a, oh no. Not sure what that call was, actually, not a goal. Not a goal. Sorry. I thought it was a goal for sure. I'm guessing maybe somebody got their hand up on that because that's about the only thing I could think of that why that was not a goal. And an offsides call on Sparling there. I gotta dial this back 1 millimeter to try to. Warriors with a big kick there. Nice play by Harry Ross. He's just got some smooth footwork there. Knows how to use his body to misdirect, and it's going to be another corner kick for the Raiders. Yeah, I think maybe there was a handball on that previous play by the Raiders that looked like a goal, but still a heck of a play. You don't see too many banana type kicks that actually have a good shot of going in the goal in the game. So here comes here comes Sparling. Oop. What's he yelling at us? 32. How'd we lose a minute? Oh, yep. Our bad. Referee adjusting the clock, and now Aaron Sparling with another nice ball in, and that ball is all over the place. It's a mess in there. Bodies everywhere, but somehow sneaks out. And again, we have a lot of people in a small amount of space there. And the Warriors get it out successfully. Ball comes out by the Warriors. There's Packard with the ball, playing it to the corner. Tries for a quick kick, goes off the Warriors. Will be a throw-in for the Raiders. Number 18, Calvin Lassard, back in the game for the Raiders. So always something interesting in a soccer match there. And again, looking back at that, it looked like maybe there was a handball on that goal and pulled out. So our score stays the same, 4-0 in favor of the Raiders. We're at about the 35-minute mark, so about 5 minutes left in the match. And the Raiders try to sneak one through on an angle to Aaron Sparling, but that goes wide, and it'll be a goal kick for the Warriors. See, we have Ellen, the proud aunt of Owen Wasman, tuning in from Birchwood, beautiful Birchwood, Wisconsin. So good to have you. Oh, nifty goal by Harry Ross. Again, you kind of see the misdirection that he can use with his body, and then he comes back and plays it the other way. Really nice goal by Harry Ross. Number 10, Harry Ross with the goal for the Raiders. So who scored all the goals? What do you have down?
15, 9, 11, 5, 10.
Oh, nice hustle play by Tyler Simpson of Wausau West. did not give up. That was a sure thing goal for Aaron Sparling, but Tyler Simpson didn't give up and was able to get to that ball first and save a very tight goal there. Raiders will get a corner kick here, though. Sparling and Ross gearing up to take that kick. Now 5-0 lead for the Raiders. Big ball in by Sparling. Rarely do they go long like that, but nice play by, I think that was Quinn Packard, to head that ball back in. A little off balance, but nicely played to make it a more viable opportunity, but cleared out by the Warriors. Nice defensive play, slide tackle there by the Warriors to break up what was looking to be a pretty tough attack by the Raiders. They had their numbers. They had probably 4 or 5 attackers to 2 or 3 defense, but a really nice play there to halt the scoring. Again, you see the Warriors swarming to the ball, trying to get at least 2 guys on it. And a sneaky play. High off the crossbar, and then Sparling sends it higher with the header over the goal. That'll be a goal kick for the Warriors. Number 14, Todd Deeden, back in the game for the Warriors. Now down to about 2.5 minutes in the first half. See, we also have my friends, the Chuckles, tuning in from St. Peter. I'm sure they're there watching. We've got a foul on the Warriors. Hard takedown there on Mason Gutzmeal. Kind of lingered down for a second, so referee's pausing. Not sure he's calling a foul or not, but pause the game to make sure Mason Gutzmeal is all right. We'll see how he proceeds to play this ball. Looks like it's going to be a drop ball with giving it to Wausau West since they had possession of the ball, which is fair. So no foul called there. It was a tough collision, but not necessarily foul-worthy in the referee's eyes. So again, special shout out to the Chuckles. Guessing Darren has a gusty game going on today, so we'll hope that game is going well as this game is for the Raiders. So Warriors trying to advance this ball again. Gets it across the field, center field, and playing it back. Raiders playing tough defense everywhere. Little push down from behind there on Lassard, and that gets a foul. Harry Ross gearing up to take that kick. Got Christina Schrader tuning in, watching from Eau Claire. Good to have you, Christina. Big ball in, coming in. Connor Sparling there decides to play it short to Ross. Ross chips it in. It's a really nice play by Xander Bloom to punch that ball out. There was 2 or 3 Raiders there ready to put that ball in, but he came in and got his hand on it and knocked it out with some authority. And the Raiders, about a minute left. The Warriors get the ball out of the scoring area there, and but the Raiders recollect the ball and try again. There's that was Calvin Lassard with a quick cross in, but again, played by Xander Bloom. Did knock it down, though, to gather that ball in. It can sometimes leave the ball open for the offense to get back on it. So quick play there by Henry Vandenbark, sends it a little wide and left. We're going to be down to about 10 seconds here.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's halftime, folks. Please visit the concession stand for some tasty treats and beverages, and we'll see you back in 10 minutes.
All right, here we go. Back to the second half of today's River Channel broadcast of the hometown Hudson Raiders in blue, now playing from right to left on your screen, taking on the Wausau West High School Warriors out of Wausau, Wisconsin. Raiders having a very successful first half, emerging with a 5-0 lead. Which is where we sit right now, but a lot can change. The wind is now in Wausau's favor, and that can make a difference. And they were, towards the end of the second half, putting together some scoring sequences and opportunities. So we'll see what happens here in the second half of this match. Winner of this match is going to play Eau Claire Memorial, who took on and defeated DC Everest by a score of 8-0 earlier today. So if the game is won by the Raiders today, they will play Eau Claire here at Hudson Raider Stadium. If it is won by Wausau, if they can come back and take this victory, then I believe it'll be played in Eau Claire, because Eau Claire is a higher seeded team than Wausau West here. So lots to play for here, and it's a nice afternoon, kind of a little bit cool, maybe right around 55, 58 degrees here, a little bit of breeze, but certainly nice soccer weather for fans as well as players. Did have a few more people tuning in, but here come the Raiders playing that ball around. There's Sparling. Gets harassed by defense and breaks up that scoring opportunity. So it goes for the clear, but disrupted by Sparling, and ball's kind of going out at all kinds of odd angles, and the Raiders end up with the throw-in. So Connie Johnson, thank you for tuning in. Grandma and Grandpa Johnson from Eau Claire supporting the Raiders, and Quinn Packard, and a big shot there by the Raiders. Owen Wasman sends it a little bit right and high, going for an upper right corner goal. Now it'll be a goal kick for the Raiders. I guess we have Quinn Packard and Quinn Johnson, so but I guess with Connie Johnson, I'm going to guess it's Quinn Johnson you're rooting for, although you're probably rooting for both. And there's Wasman sneaking in. A little indecision there by the Wausau West defense, and Wasman sneaks in and picks up his second goal of the day.
Number 5, Owen Netterlow with his second goal of the match.
So Owen Netterlow, second score of the match for Owen, who's a real scrapper and likes to make things happen. Junior player for the Raiders, getting his first true varsity experience this year, and that's Owen's 11th goal of the season. So we now have 1, 2, 3 Raiders with double-digit goals on the season. So that's pretty impressive numbers for the Raiders offense. Good hustle there by the Raiders. Looks like a change in goalkeeper for the Raiders. Tyler Hindall now in, playing goalkeeper for the Raiders. Tyler is a junior, getting some little playoff time here, and there's some hustle and another quick goal for the Raiders, putting on some early scoring pressure here, and that is Mason Gutzmeal with his second goal of the match as well.
Number 15, Mason Gutzmeal with his second goal of the match.
That's Goodsmeal's 8th goal of the season. Another kind of scrappy goal. Some indecision and on the Wausau west side of getting the ball out, or what should they do with it? And the Raiders have capitalized on that twice here. So now we're suddenly at 7-0 in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Score Raiders 7 and Wausau West 0. Comes Wasman. With the trip outside the box, though, so the Raiders will get a free kick just outside the box. Also have James Goodsmeal, Jim and Karen Goodsmeal watching their grandson Mason. You're out of Elk Grove, Illinois. Good to have you turning in. What a fun match to see Mason with two nice scores here today for you. So thanks for tuning in. Raiders gearing up. Looks like Aaron Sparling and Harry Ross on the ball. And Lassard. Or no, that's Connor Sparling. Raiders again trying a little misdirection there and making it look like something was maybe done there. And the Warriors didn't bite on it though, and the kick was not probably the best I've seen. So Raiders didn't get much on that one. So and we also have Carolyn Honecke in. Wife of the Wausau West head coach. Good to have you listening in as well, and your girls as well. So always fun to see Dad on TV or what he's doing. So good to have you as well. Raiders now with a corner kick opportunity. There's Harry Ross gearing up in the corner with Aaron Sparling, two of the Raiders captains. Sometimes they'll play that ball short and work it in, and sometimes they go big, and they're going big here. Ball's a little low, but kind of ricocheted off a couple Warriors, but Xander Bloom of the Warriors is able to pick that ball out of the confusion and keep that score from getting more out of control. Number 17, Kaito Lohr in for the Warriors. Kaito Lohr in for the Warriors is a freshman player. It'll be fun to see what he can do out there with as a freshman player. It's going to be a Warriors throw-in. Sneaky ball through by the Raiders. Comes Netterlow. Gets a nice little flick pass in and a great save by Xander Bloom there. Point blank blast, and he had a diving save there. So nice job, Xander Bloom. Raiders reloading, it looks like, and Warriors able to get that ball out. Wasman again trying to work his way through three defenders there, but they take the ball away. Good ball by Tyler Foster, and the Warriors keep moving it, but Raiders ball comes Strickland all the way through, and that's going to be Tyler Hindall picking it up for the Raiders. And Sending that ball up the field shortly. Warriors sneaking it through again, and little bit of a knocking on the door a bit there, and Raiders able to get that ball out. Harry Ross playing it up the line. Angle is a little bit easier for the Warriors there, though, and they disrupt that play. Spinning ball moving all the way around. Wasman sneaking it through again. Oh, again, Bloom coming up big. Kind of went for a slide tackle on Ross, which would set up a wide open goal, but he got on his feet quickly as a shot went off, and he was right in the right spot to make that save. So Xander Bloom coming up big at the last few minutes, trying to keep that ball out of the goal. Here's Wasman. Oh my gosh, and again Xander Bloom comes up with a spectacular play. I'm not sure how he did that. That ball went off his teammate at an awkward angle, and somehow as he's going down, he was able to scoop that ball from above and control it. So Xander Bloom showing some spectacular play, and honestly there should be 3 more goals on the board for the Raiders if Bloom wasn't doing what he's doing right now. Sneaky ball through there for the Warriors, and they're going to get it across midfield and maybe a bit further. Raiders control it, bring it back to Allenoff. Up to Ross, back to Allenoff. Sends it wide to Connor Hauser. Up to Owen Wasman. Netterlow now at the ball, but a little too much defense on him. Harry Ross and Masaki Lohr kind of locking arms on each other there, and ref says, no, we're not going to call anything there. It all ended peacefully, so no sense. Keep this clock moving. Now at about the 52-minute mark. Raiders continue to lead 7-0. Foul on the Warriors, going to give the Raiders a kick. Wasman sneaking around, sneaking it through. He's finding some great little pop back angles, bringing the ball down towards the end line, and Wasman's having great luck at getting that ball across, not always to someone, but I think they missed somebody. In for the Raiders, number 12, Henry Vandenbark. Number 13, Caden Lennox. Number 14, Mac Mazzell. Number 18, Calvin Lassard. Number 20, Quinn Johnson. And number 21, Quinn Packard. Quinn Johnson there, a little miscue, and Raiders are able to regather though, and Lassard trying to head that ball out wide and long, but kind of spins off incorrectly. Allenoff anchoring the defense there, keeping that ball moving, gets it out. Lassard on the sideline with it. Trip from behind, and the Raiders will have a free kick about 40-some yards out. Big ball in by Allenoff, and gets headed out by the Warriors. quick throw here for the Raiders. Number 10, Benjamin Bettino back in the game for the Warriors. Oop, who came in for the Raiders? Number 2? Who's number? Well, the Raiders have a number 2 in the game, but I don't have a number 2 on my roster. So I'm not quite sure who that is. You guys happen to know who number 2 is for the Raiders? Yeah. I think it's Xavier Island. But I don't have a 2. Mizell streaking up the sideline. Raiders getting the ball all the way back and now sending it up the field. Looks like we have Luis Zayas, Sylvia, and Jose watching in Wausau, supporting the Warriors. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a fun match today, so thanks for tuning in. Tyler Hindall of the Raiders picks it up. He's going to just slide it over to Nicky Allenoff. He's going to play it around to, looks like, I think that's Quinn Johnson. Harry Ross now with the ball. Some nice passing sequence here by a number of players off the Raider bench. Number 14, Todd Deedon back in the game for the Warriors. And number 16, Austin Nava in for the Raiders. And we have Bob Wasman tuning in from Tombstone, Arizona. Good to have you tuning in, Bob. And Owen's having a nice game, so glad you're able to see him play from down there. I actually was in Fountain Hills earlier this week for the Tuesday match and got to watch these boys from Arizona myself. A little hotter than I wanted, in the hundreds this week down there, but was still a nice visit down south. Come the Raiders again. Allenoff with the ball, looking for the right seam to play it. Decides to play it heavy up the line. Wausau able to get his foot on it, and off the Raiders, or off, actually the Raiders put the ball off of, I think that was number 12, Alexander Voigt, and the bounce off gives the Raiders the throw. Good hustle there by Mac Mazzell and gets a nice cross off, but popped out by the Warriors. Looks like the Raiders getting a corner kick. Nice head out by the Warriors to avoid anything off that corner kick. Little takedown from behind on Soren Matson, and he's a little, probably the wind knocked out of him a little bit there. That was a tough hit, kind of from the blind side. We'll stop the clock and give him a chance to kind of figure things out. Trainer will come out, and we'll take a little breather here as well. Back at it. Soren Matson helped off the field on the training bench. We're going to hope it's nothing serious, of course, but the game goes on, and be a goal kick here for the Warriors. Raiders came into the second half with a 5-0 lead. Goals from Gutzmeal, Aaron Sparling, Connor Sparling, Owen Netterlow, and Harry Ross in the first half. And then within the first 5 minutes, kind of picked up a couple of easy pick-and goals and extended that lead to 7-0. Nice play there by Lassard. Couldn't quite get. He had to play against his body's movement and couldn't quite get a good poke on that ball, but still a good attempt. And a nice play by Wausau defense to break that up. Score is going to stay 7-0. As I was saying previously, the Raiders added 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of the second half. One by Owen Netterlow, his second of the day, and another by Mason Gutzmeal, his second of the game. So good hustle there by Benjamin Bettino, but just a hair offside, and I think the ref was right. And Raiders will get a kick here. Warriors continuing to play hard and tough down to the last minute here. Raiders will take the free kick. That's number 20, Quinn Johnson. Playing it over to Mac Mizell. About 62 minutes into the match, and leaves about 18 minutes left. Raiders continuing to lead 7-0. Neighboring community River Falls playing in the Division II level sectionals. Number 1 seed did fall today, unfortunately, and are now out of the playoffs. Not sure. I think New Richmond is playing a little bit later. New Richmond, Wisconsin, also a neighbor to Hudson, and part of the Big Rivers Conference, was highly seeded. So we'll see how they do. Actually, New Richmond was the #1 seed. New River Falls was the #2 seed, and already fell today. So we'll wish them luck, and we'll just continue to see how these sections play out. A lot of powerhouses, of course, annual powerhouse teams advancing Tuesday in the first round of the playoffs, and we'll see how later today they all fared in the second round of these sectional playoffs. And here comes Wausau picking up a little bit of a misplay by the Raiders, and Raiders avoid something there and are going to get a goal kick here to end that attempt by the Warriors. Big ball out to the sideline to Ben Weaver, who's able to control it. Brings it back to Mac Mazzell. Over to Quinn Johnson. Ben Weaver with a little bit of a miss hit there. Whew! Wausau trying to get their own little pick-off off of a little bit of a misplay by the Raiders, but Talon Sheets there or Tyler Hindall, sorry, to gather that ball up and end that threat. Raiders now turn it all the way down to the other side of the field. We'll have a throw in here at getting close to the 65-minute mark. In talking with the Wausau West coach, Matt Heineke, he shared that Tuesday's sectional playoff win for his boys was the first playoff win in a number of years for Wausau West. So this has been an exciting season for the Warriors nonetheless, and always good to get one of those wins under your belt as you're building your program. So another good play there by Xander Bloom, goalkeeper for Wausau West, to end another threat by the Raiders. Raiders getting it out there, and it's going to be a corner kick for the Raiders. Number 8, Connor Hauser back in the game for the Raiders. Connor Hauser, senior, part of the starting team, back in the match on the corner kick. Raiders get another call. If it's bouncing around, it's all over the place, but then again, Xander Bloom somehow comes up with the ball in the middle of chaos again. Again, another opportunity there that easily could have been a Raider goal. So Xander has been really keeping this one from getting score of getting really out of hand with some great goalkeeping. On the season, the Raiders have 12 players who have scored, which is pretty amazing, and then another 3 with assists, so 15 different players with scoring offensive points in some way, shape, or form. So pretty exciting season for the Raiders, and is looking like they're going to live to play on Thursday Not enough pace on that ball, and that's Benjamin Bettino picking it up and threading the needle to, I think that's number 4, Tyler Foster. And Tyler feet got a little tangled up, a little off. Otherwise, he was close to making something really interesting happen for the Warriors. So good play by the Warriors, good defense by the Raiders eventually, and you know, substitute number 2.
Number 2, Benjamin Zhang in the game for the Warriors.
Good playing there by the Raiders. Good pass back, step up pass, gets up to Caden Lennox. Streaking down, tries to do a sneak pass through, but the Warriors sniffed that out. Little step over, tries a little misdirection move. Can't quite get enough on that cross to do something dangerous, and Raiders, their attempt there foiled by the Warriors, and it'll be a throw-in by the Warriors as well. Couple squad cars. If you're unfamiliar with Hudson Raider Stadium, it is right on Vine Street, one of the busier roads in Hudson, leads down to the river, and so a couple squad cars just flew by with their lights on, as you probably heard. You never know what you're going to see or hear.
Number 21, Quinn Packard in for the Raiders.
Tough play there for Micah Boismanu, who had that ball sort of unexpectedly shot at his chest, and bounces off out of bounds, but good play by him. Ball gets out to Quinn Johnson of the Raiders now. Threads the needle through somehow, and but too many Warriors there swarm into the ball for anything to happen. I think number 2 is Xavier Island out there. This number doesn't match the roster, but nice play by him to keep that ball out. Ball all the way back to Tyler Hindall of the Raiders, and he's going to send it up. We're now down to about 8.5 minutes left in the match. Raiders continue to lead 7-0. It's Austin Nava using his, he's got some sneaky speed. He gets around and just can't quite get enough of that angle on that ball, and Xander Bloom comes up with another nice play there. Comes out wide to Bettino. Number 17, Kaito Lore there, trying to extend the ball out to Benjamin Zhang, but eventually the Raiders defense caught up, and will now be a throw-in for the Warriors. Number 12, Alexander Voigt, back in the match for the Warriors. Warriors roster. Little shot there on goal, and Tyler Hindall picking it off. But looking at the Warriors roster, at least 12 or 13 underclassmen, so they're going to take this good experience, the solid season they've had, the good ranking in the section, and the playoff win, and they will, I'm sure, take that and extend it into next year. And they snuck a shot in and scored. Look at that, number 4. Tyler Foster with the goal, snuck it in, not giving up, and they put one on the board at the 73-minute mark. Number 4.
Number 4, Tyler Foster with the goal for the Warriors.
Little lesson there on never to give up, and the Warriors put one on the board, which will be an exciting way for them at least to leave this game with something exciting on their side. Raiders are probably very less than pleased that happened, but it's quite a nice play and a nice ball up the middle. So our score now at about the 74-minute mark, Hudson Raiders 7, Wausau West High School Warriors 1. Number 6, Ryan Trucco back in the game for the Warriors. Goals don't mean much at this stage of the game other than emotional and mental side of your season. So there's no benefit necessarily or nothing hurting the Raiders by giving up that goal, but you do like to take pride in having a shutout if you can, so Wausau West holding off on that, and be a throw in here for the Raiders. Ben Weaver taking the throw. Into Nava, back to Weaver. Gets it up. Over to Lassard. Nice idea there by Caden Lennox to set that ball out. Nobody streaking in that direction, though. Weaver again tags a big one. And somehow, that's again kind of the side of Xander Plume that you got to catch that ball. And that one just snuck through his hands into the goal. So Ben Weaver with the goal for the Raiders.
That's number 23, Ben Weaver with the goal for the Raiders.
So Raiders now taking a 8-1 lead. Down to about 4.5 minutes in the match. Both teams clearly keeping the scoring going. I don't think Ben Weaver wasn't exactly trying to score on that, but again, Xander Bloom, he got his hands on it. He kind of, I think, tried to pop it up so he could catch it. He's kind of done that several times where he either stops the ball, knocks it down to the ground, but the pop-up kind of slipped through his hands and ended up in the goal. So Ben Weaver putting on a playoff goal here. Good for him, and we're now down to about 3.5 minutes in the match. Stopping the clock. Getting a card on number 20, Owen Johnson with the card. I think some purposeful little over holding. Sometimes that's carded, sometimes it isn't, but in any event, it's going to give the the Warriors a free kick here. Nicky Allenoff in the game for the Raiders. It's going to anchor that big ball in, and a nice catch by Tyler Hindle ends that. There is in the playoffs, I believe, a cumulative effect to cards, though. So every card does hold some value or potential problems for teams, so or for players if they accumulate a certain number. So that's why the ref did, I think, feel like he needed to call it. He felt it was card worthy, and they see different angles of things than we usually do. So nonetheless, that's the way it played out. We're now at about 77.5 minutes. Wausau gonna do everything they can to try to put another one on the board if they can. Snuck one in on the Raiders. Benjamin Bettino there fighting through things, but a lot of defense on him. Nice little cutback there by Benjamin Zhang. Raiders get the clear. A lot of push, back and forth, shoving and pushing there. Lassard with a little retaliatory foul there. And the Raiders will take a free kick. Or the free kick for the Warriors. Ben Bettino, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your feedback there, and I'm a fan of soccer, and this has been a fun one to watch despite the score. Lots of hustle and a good play. Good, clean slide tackle by Wausau there. Fans kind of wanting maybe a foul there, but if you get down in front of the ball and get the ball before the leg, it's not a foul.
1 minute.
Again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to today's match. We wish the Warriors the best next year. Again, a good season for the Warriors and a good match today. Not giving up, playing hard till the end. Things I always appreciate. And Raiders will play Thursday night at 7 o'clock here at Hudson Raider Stadium against kind of their arch nemesis, arch rival, Eau Claire Memorial. The Raiders have taken the last 3 years of beating Memorial to advance to the section or to state, and they're going to get another chance to add to that total Thursday night in their quest for a fourth visit to state.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's a Raider victory, 8-1. We'd like to thank our officials for a great match. Our players, coaches, great matchup today. I'd like to thank our trainers and our friends around the field collecting balls to keep things moving. And thanks to all you parents. Have a good night and a safe drive home, everyone. Thank you.